This week we take a look at Project Hail Mary
and boys tennis.
All that and more on the Warrior Weekly. Good morning, Warriors, and welcome to this week's edition of Warrior Weekly, presented by Warrior Student Media. I'm Dylan Olshansky.
And I'm Jonathan Carlson. This week we take a look at a number of exciting events and stories at MCHS.
First, we look at behind the scenes of what people think about the difference between the book and the movie of Project Hail Mary.
I think it was actually her. Like she did like that cameo voiceover for it, which fun.
Have you been to the theaters lately? Even if you haven't, I'm sure you've heard about Project Hail Mary. Both students and teachers have been raving about it here at MCHS. What I'm sure you didn't know was that there was a book, and according to Mr. Meyer and Miss Pelletier, it's even better than the movie in some respects.
I liked the book better than the movie because you kind of were like on this longer journey with him, and I think you got more into Riley and Grace's head with the book because there was a lot more of his internal dialogue in the book than they could do in the movie. So I definitely liked that you kind of really felt like you were on this longer, it's a long journey in space, and the book takes longer to read than sitting through the movie. So kind of just the time it takes was a little bit more aligned with the story.
But like the overall story is the same, the themes are the same. They did, I don't want to say dumb down, but they took some of the math and science out of the movie, which I think probably helps the general population, but definitely a little more math and science in the book, which I really appreciated.
Now we must remember there is a lot of merit to this tale's other telling.
So that's always hard because there's pros about reading the book, like I said, more details and more of the math and science if you're into that, but the movie was just so great in terms of the visuals it presented. Just so many of those cool visuals of the planets and what they're looking at in space. And so just visually, I thought it was very, very, very appealing and very fun to watch, which obviously you can only picture in your head as you're reading the book. So I really appreciate that, where I thought the movie did a great job of just showing a really cool vision of what this might look like in real life.
Even though the movie is critically acclaimed, there were some things that were in the book that the on-screen adaptation seemed to have missed.
They talk about how they are slowly introducing nitrogen at different percentages. And so for a math science person, I thought that was really cool. I understand why it's cut out of the movie, but that was fun to read in the book. I did enjoy that part, as well as some other things that happen on planet Earth that they cut out of the movie.
I think that the book gives a better message just because there's a lot more depth. They do go into a lot more character development in the book than they can in the movie. But I think if you didn't read the book, I think the message was still there in the movie. It just was a little bit more impactful as you read the book, I would say.
If all of this has enticed you, go see the Astrophage on the big screen and have a moment. And if you can, get your hands on the book. If you're not sure how, you're smart. You'll figure it out. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Atlas Witten, Ryan Tedman, and Deanna Traharn.
Lastly, Warrior Student Media dives deeper into what goes into boys tennis.
As the spring season starts, students are preparing for games and tournaments. For the boys tennis team, things are looking a little different this year. First, let's get into what they're doing differently at practice.
I think one of the main things we're doing this year is because this year we actually have less numbers than we did last year. So this year we're doing a lot more of combined practices. For example, last year was always varsity was on one side and JV was on the other side. But this year, since we have a lower number on the JV side, we've been doing a lot of combined practices, which has been cool to be able to get to meet all of those new people.
Tennis wasn't always everyone's number one sport, so it can be very new when learning all the different techniques.
I mean, starting off, I didn't even know how to hold a racket, I didn't know how to swing it. And now I like to think that I have a pretty decent serve and I can hit some pretty solid shots, I think, now. So I think a lot of the practice and just experience that I've gained over the past 3 years has helped me improve a lot.
I feel like I can serve it and get it over the net now, which is a lot. I used to not even be able to hit it, so I feel like it's definitely gotten a lot better. Not bad for playing tennis for only a month.
Although tennis can often be seen as an individual sport, it's not for MCHS.
I like the team aspect a lot, especially for doubles. You have a teammate with you, he's helping you out, you can communicate and all that. And then also just after the games and practices, you have a cool team, people to hang around.
I feel like the team, like if you played a bigger sport like football or something like that, I don't think you could be as connected, but like I feel like the tennis team, everybody on the tennis team knows everybody, and I think everyone's good friends individually more than just like on a team together.
I love working with the team. I think the group of guys that I get to hang out with every day, there's some of the coolest people, and we're all here for the same purpose, which is to have fun, but also to win some tennis games, some tennis matches, and I think it's really cool to see us all come together and work towards that collective goal.
Having a team like that is really nice, especially when it comes to outside of tennis.
Yeah, so I mean we all go to the same school, so if we see each other in the halls or in classes, we'll always talk it up a little bit, but then also something we like to do is after some of our matches, if we have a really dominant victory, we'll all go out to get food like Chili's or something afterwards, and that's a really cool team bonding moment for us.
I mean, we spend a lot of time, we'll meet up and we'll play just tennis for ourselves outside of practice because it's something we like to do.
I think outside of tennis, it's nice to just like have a lot of connections too. Just like walking around school and stuff, you meet a lot of people that you might not otherwise know.
Compared to other sports, tennis has a different feel for students.
I would say from football, like they definitely still take it seriously. I guess it's different because I'm on the JV level, but I guess like football had a lot more like practices and stuff, and it was a lot more time commitment. But like tennis is still like fun, and they take it seriously like at the same time.
Tennis can be a very intense sport, and sometimes students forget to have fun. But for MCHS students, that's never a problem. Reporting for The Warrior Weekly, we are Madeline Page, Tori Clark, Madison Harbison, and Kenzie Woods.
That's all for this week's episode. Be sure to follow The Warrior Weekly on all social media platforms, including X, Insta, and TikTok. But we switched our accounts, so make sure to follow Warrior Student Media on all social media platforms.
For Dylan Olshansky and all of Warrior Student Media, I'm Jonathan Carlson. Have a great week, Warriors, and thank you for watching.